Let me start with something that's probably going to annoy you. Most cheap marketing advice is complete bullshit. Not because it's expensive, because it's exhausting. Every time I hear, just do this one simple thing, I already know how the story ends. You sign up for a platform, you watch 3 tutorials, you spend an hour setting it up, you post twice, nothing happens, and now you're tired and annoyed and you're questioning your life choices. That's not cheap marketing, that's unpaid labor with vibes. And if you're a small business owner, you don't have extra energy to waste pretending something is working just because a guru said it should. You don't need hope, you need traction. I know that because I'm living it. I run a merch company, Perch Merch. We sell to businesses, real ones, the kind that ghost you, the kind that say circle back next quarter, the kind that will absolutely disappear if you don't follow up. And I coach small business owners who are dealing with the same thing. They're not lazy. They're not dumb. They're just tired. So when I say cheap marketing, I don't mean spending less money. I mean spending less mental energy to get more results. That's the real constraint. Because money comes back, energy doesn't. And most marketing advice ignores that completely. Here's the real problem. Small business owners don't lack ideas. They lack leverage. They are constantly starting from zero. New post, new message, new angle, new effort every single time. That's why marketing feels heavy. You're rebuilding the wheel every week. Cheap marketing works when one thing does multiple jobs, when effort stacks, when momentum carries forward, when you stop throwing away work you already did. Let me give you a real example. At Perch Merch, I can't tell you how many times I've explained the whole thing to different clients, why pricing works the way it does, why minimums exist, why we don't compete with the cheapest option, why quality actually matters when you're ordering 500 shirts for employees. I used to explain that one-on-one over and over, like Groundhog Day with hoodies. Then I realized something embarrassing. That explanation is marketing. I was just hiding it in private conversations. So now when I explain something once, I reuse it. That same explanation becomes a LinkedIn post, a talking point on a call, a video, a reference I can send instead of typing again. That alone cut my mental load in half. And no, it's not sexy, but it works. Here's the shift most owners need to make. Stop asking, what should I post today? Start asking, what did I already explain 3 times this week? That's your content. That's cheap marketing because it's real. It's proven. It already cost you energy once. This is where most people mess it up. They think they need different content for every platform. Instagram needs one thing. LinkedIn needs another. Email needs something else. No, you need one message in more places. Same idea, same point, different format. You don't need more ideas, you need more mileage. I'll say something uncomfortable. Consistency beats creativity every single time in small business. Not because creativity is bad, but because repetition is remembered. Your audience does not see your content every day. They see it sometimes. And the only thing that survives sometimes is repetition. That's why saying the same thing longer than feels responsible works. You're sick of it because you live inside your business. They're just starting to notice you exist. This is also why chasing viral content is a trap. I've had videos do well. I've had posts get attention. Know what most of that didn't do? Convert. Viral feels good. It feels like progress. But most viral moments don't build trust. They don't create conversations. They don't lead to sales. Cheap marketing is boring on purpose. It's predictable, repeatable, quiet. That's not a flaw. That's the feature. Here's another reality nobody likes to talk about. Not all visibility is equal. Likes are cheap. Attention is cheap. Decision-making attention is rare. You don't need everyone to see you. You need the right people to remember you. For us, that meant focusing where decisions are made. Business owners, marketing managers, HR people, operations people, not chasing trends, not dancing for strangers, being present where yes actually happens. Sometimes that's LinkedIn. Sometimes that's email. Sometimes that's a follow-up text that feels awkward. Which brings me to something people hate hearing. Follow-up is marketing. It's not just sales. Every follow-up says something about you. It says, I'm reliable. I'm organized. I didn't forget you. I'm still here. Most businesses don't lose deals because they did something wrong. They lose deals because they disappeared. I've almost lost more Perch Merch deals from bad follow-up than bad pricing. Real talk. I've had corporate clients go quiet for weeks, and every time I thought, well, they're not interested. Then I followed up one more time, and suddenly, oh yeah, sorry, got buried. Timing works now. Can you resend the quote? That follow-up wasn't pushy. It was professional. Cheap marketing feels uncomfortable because it doesn't give you instant feedback. No dopamine, no applause, just quiet consistency. That's hard when payroll is looming and your bank app gives you anxiety. I get that. That's why structure matters so much. This is where I'm going to talk about the things I actually use. Not theory, not branding, tools. Every weekday, I do 10 semi-warm outreaches. Not cold, not spam. People I have a reason to contact. Former clients, referrals, LinkedIn connections. People who should know we exist. 10, that's it. Not because 10 is magic, but because it's doable. And I track them on a board. I call it my 25 open board. At any given time, I want 25 active conversations, not leads. Not maybes, actual humans where something is moving. Some go nowhere, some stall, some turn into deals. That board keeps me honest. When it drops, I feel it immediately. When it's full, I sleep better. That structure didn't come from a book. It came from pain, from wondering where the next deal was coming from realizing motivation is unreliable, but systems aren't. That's the same reason I built $0 coaching. Not because I wanted to sell coaching, because doing this alone sucks. And most small business owners are winging it with zero guardrails. $0 coaching is structure, check-ins, outreach discipline, follow-up, accountability, not hype, not manifesting. Just someone saying, did you do the thing you said you'd do? And for people who aren't ready for coaching, I built the $29 30-day jumpstart because not everyone needs a coach. Some people just need a plan that doesn't overwhelm them, something they can actually finish. I didn't build either of those because I'm smarter than you. I built them because I needed them. Back to cheap marketing. There's another rule that matters. Build a weekly rhythm, not daily pressure. Daily pressure burns you out. Weekly rhythm gives marketing a place to live. For me, it's simple. 1 block for outreach, 1 block for follow-up, 1 block for visibility. That's it. Not perfect, not flashy, but it gets done. Marketing fails when it has no container. If it has no time slot, it gets pushed aside by fires. And there's always fires. Another mistake I see all the time, people try to be loud instead of useful. They think marketing means talking more, posting more, saying more. Cheap marketing is about clarity, answering real questions, explaining the process, setting expectations. Useful content doesn't go viral. It gets saved. And saved beats liked every single time. You don't need to entertain people. You need to help them decide. Most buyers aren't looking for excitement. They're looking for certainty. Another uncomfortable truth. You need to say no to channels that don't convert. Just because something looks busy doesn't mean it's working. If a platform isn't starting conversations, it's expensive. Attention without outcome is a tax. Some of the best channels feel boring. Email, comments, DMs, local relationships. They don't stroke your ego. They just work. Cheap marketing prioritizes outcome over appearance. One more thing people get wrong, they disappear when they're busy, then panic when things slow down. That feast or famine cycle is brutal. Staying visible when you don't need leads is what prevents needing them later. Consistency smooths the emotional roller coaster. You don't have to be everywhere. You just have to be there longer than feels necessary. Here's one I wish I learned earlier. Document, don't perform. You don't need scripts. You don't need polish. You need to pay attention. What are clients confused about? What mistakes keep showing up? What questions keep repeating? That's content. And it feels real because it is. This is why cheap marketing compounds. It's slow at first, almost invisible. Then one day someone says, I've been seeing you everywhere. You haven't changed anything. You just didn't quit. The biggest mistake in cheap marketing is stopping too early, right before it works. People say, this isn't doing anything. It is. It's just not loud. Structure is what makes this sustainable. Structure removes decision fatigue. You're not guessing. You already know what to do. That's freedom, not restriction. Here's the part nobody talks about. When marketing stops feeling chaotic, business feels calmer, not easier, calmer. Because nothing feels random anymore. Random is what causes stress. Predictable effort reduces it. Cheap marketing isn't sexy. It won't impress gurus, but it works, especially if you're tired, especially if you're carrying payroll, especially if you're done chasing shiny things. Cheap marketing doesn't mean doing less. It means doing the right things longer. And if you want help building that structure, that's what I do. $0 coaching exists for that reason. Not pressure, just tools. Start where you are. Do the boring things. And don't quit right before it works. That's it.